Much in it. Please, get online so I can see what's going on. Have you got use my account, are you? Could confuse things. Yeah, use your account, yeah. And then I started preparing this show at about, what time is it, Arnie? 10 o'clock this morning?
Probably.
So I've been at it for 10 hours. So I'm worn out as we start the show. So what I normally like to do is have a little sleep beforehand, so I look all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed for you when I come online. But there is so much. I'm going to have to talk a little bit to give people a chance to log on and see what's happening. Hang on, is it full screen me? Are we getting this wonderful picture? You can enjoy this little picture at the moment. Look at that cute little boy there. Can you see it on screen? I don't know what we can see yet. I think we can see. And I realised that I've got videos to show, all sorts of amazing stuff. That I need to be on the big computer, so we have to transfer everything across to my notebook computer. Come on, Arnie.
I don't know. Mummy never tells me the password for my account. Oh, I got it right.
See, we don't tell Arnie the password for his own account.
I got it right though, so I know now.
That's the idea.
I hacked it.
Yeah, I'm going to have to change it again then. You know, you can't have your children running amok. Oh, there's no point chucking your TV in the bin if you spend all your time watching YouTube, is there? Okay. All right, Arnie B.
I need a headset.
All right, so you can see the picture. That's good. I'm looking the right way. You need a headset. Oh my goodness! All these notes, no scripts though. We're going off scripts. Hang on, you can hear me loud and clear, even though the microphone's facing the wrong way. I'm just going to give chance to see people coming on board. Yes, I can see people arriving. All right, so I'm going to use two computers. I know what's going on, but I do know we've got a huge amount of stuff to get through, so I can't talk for too long. Right, I have to prop that up there. I don't know, should we go straight in? Let's give everyone a few minutes just to log on, alright? And I want to say hello to everyone. And I only sit down that end of our massive corporate headquarters. So excuse me while I wander over to the other department. And I'm back from the other department. So I've got a load of books lined up to show as well. Oh my goodness. Right. Can I make a start? We'll come back to Story of Glamorgan. The dictionary. Right, first things first. How are we doing? Hello, I say a few hellos. Hello, Patricia Gilcrash. Patricia saved me. Everyone knows her. Thank you for getting Trojan War out the door. Would not have happened without her. I can say that straight away. And she's also saved my life on the next book, which will be all about the Christianity, which is going to be controversial to say the least. It's another book by Wilson and Blackett, if you're not aware. This gives all the story leading up to the crucifixion, the politics, the Roman politics going on at the time, how it happened. How basically it was a staged event in many ways, and what happened after the crucifixion, and how the Holy Family came back to Wales, and indeed where Jesus himself might be buried, and the location, the site. Anyway, all good, amazing stuff. And oh, have I frozen, Arnie?
No, I'm on pause. I have to put the headset in.
You paused it? You won't be live now, on?
Yeah, I can move it back up to live.
So I'm watching the comments while you're at the room when you paused it.
I had to put the headset in.
Arnie gets a Muppet rating. He's only calling me a Muppet, but he gets one today. Oh, see, this thing's going on. I missed all
live.
I missed all the comments coming up now. Never mind. What can you do, eh? Never work with animals or children. Right, hello everybody. Right, we've got Tracy there, Matt Taylor. Oh, King Arthur. You just got your book. Oh, yeah, thank you very much. I'm glad hopefully everyone's getting their books. And, and Steve Poll, just an amazing thing there. Reached 1,000 subscribers, and we're going to have a special show for 1,000 subscribers. And we only found out like 1 minute ago. So well done, everybody. Thank you so much for the support. Passing the word. Inviting people on. I know Graham King, and you'll see a picture of Graham in a second. He's been, hang on, let's have full screen me, I think, from it. I know he's been pushing it. Everyone's been pushing hard to get to 1,000. We're going to do a special show. Because today, as you know, from the date, is 2020, and it's 2000, and it's the year 2020, and all this kind of stuff. And you think, what an amazing day! And you realise it happens 12 times this year at least. But anyway, I was a bit surprised. So thank you, Graham, for that as well. So yeah, the good news is, if you missed the updates video, am I all wonky, Arnie? This looks wonky from here, but it doesn't look wonky on screen.
Not really.
No, that's weird. How can the camera be wonky but the picture isn't? Oh, not to worry. Let's not faff about. It's back from the printers. Hooray! Yes! I'm getting lots of nice messages from people to say that they've received their book, and that's all cool. Arnie, am I in PowerPoint? I'm not in PowerPoint. Honestly. We'll hide this a bit. No, I am now. Yeah. Hang on a second. I have to do... Let's try again. It looked remarkably all the same as just a minute ago. But there we are. This is like, it's so slick and professional. Anyway, we'll have the special 1,000 members show next week. I'm off the top of the screen now. Excellent. I can hear Angie laughing in the background. So it's obviously all going wrong. Never go to your own wife for sympathy when things are a disaster, eh? Right, how long's the lag on? 4, 5, 6...
Say something. Clap so I can...
Alright, okay, well, I'm watching the screen there. Okay, so... I've got myself all confused and discombobulated. So we got this here. Alright, so that's good. What I'll do now, and I go to the presentation, see if that works. Come on, please work. Yay! There you go. So there's me and Graham. Actually, he hand-delivered his book because he was nearby. And no people... I'm still off the bottom of the picture, aren't I?
It's 14 seconds.
14 seconds. Wow. A long lag. So excuse me if I can't keep up with the comments. It might just be Arnie's behind the show and his computer's running a bit slow. So yay to 1,000 members. That's amazing, really, when you think about it. We had 200 odd a couple of months ago when we started the live broadcast. So there you go. Tracy at the smoke dissipated. It's been rough. Oh yeah, just want to say to everybody in their northwestern states, man, we think we're having a tough time. Our little lockdowns and things. What Patricia's been through up in Canada, right up in the northwest of America there, it's been truly biblical, and I've been really thinking of her all week and emailing each other with those fires, which I know have also been ripping through California. So I send out my best wishes there as well. I'm not sure if they're online yet because we got Graham's. Let's get it right. That's another related. Oh no, was it cousin, brother, friends? I do apologise. But anyway, Joe and Tracy, California, well done. For tuning in. I don't know what time it is over there, but midday or something. So thank you very much for that. And becoming subscribers and helping us get to 1,000. So that's fantastic. So if you don't know, the book's back from the printers. They've gone out. Most people in the UK anyway should have got their copies by now. Although it's a Sunday, so some might get it tomorrow. And as you can see, it's come back really great. Really happy with it. Looks great. The text is nice and it's perfect. Well, not perfect, but you know. What you also have in the back then, all the appendices, you got all the tables of maps and all that repeated in the back, and all this kind of thing, the years of the Egyptian rules and lists of British kings, everything's listed there, poems. God, this really was a labour of love. And then with Patricia's help then, we did this amazing index. It's about 10 pages, so you can actually find things you're looking for. You know, if it's a particular topic or something. Alright, so I'm just going to say quickly what we got tonight, because as you saw from the heading there, that was just a few of the highlights, alright? We've got an update on Ark of the Covenant. The big thing, which is the real mind blower, and is perfect for hitting 1,000 subscribers, is this whole idea of the Babylonian connection and some evidence. It's going to blow your mind. It blew my mind. It's freaky. This is direct evidence you can see in the place names, the stars. It's just, wow, amazing. So I'm going to come to that, all right? Oh, another one. Alan, book arrived yesterday. Great. People are getting their books. It's a bit late. Yeah, I know it's a bit late. I do apologise. You'll see why, because there's an awful lot in tonight's show, okay? So I'm sorry about that. So I'm waffling a little bit because people need a chance to realise that it is live and they can log on and catch up. Alright, so there's a lovely picture of me and Graham there. Up in Caerphilly, up on one of the hills there. Right, so yeah, this is the other thing I meant to mention. Special thank you to Mary Wrightson, it was, who suggested the idea of the book plates, if you remember we talked about last week. Because of, not only I'm on like lockdown this end. Actually, it reminds me, I've got this stupid thing on still. This is my sort of mask compromise, you know. So if anyone says anything, I don't like to wear a mask. Who does? But there we are. I just go. Here we go. Bang bang. All right. So that's my concession. Oh, not getting political on this show, but there we are. I can come off right now anyway. So Mary writes in the book plates idea. So what's happening is, because Newcastle's on lockdown now as well, we're on lockdown down in Pontypridd. Alan hasn't been too well, although he's doing a bit better, so that's good news. And hopefully I can go up in a few weeks. Or I'll send these up by post. Because what I'm going to do, I think this will probably be the design. Let me know what you think of it. It looks a bit stronger on the screen, perhaps. It's quite faded. With the idea being that people can, Wilson and Blackie can sign over it. What's good? What are you laughing at, Arnie?
Gilgash and Tracy Ubald having an argument over who's having worse fires and stuff.
Oh, there I am. Sorry, well, that's not funny really, Arnie, is it? Who's having the worst time? Oh, they both had fires yesterday. Well, they had an earthquake as well in California. All this talk about biblical proportions and what's going on, it does make you think a little bit, doesn't it? And I'm so slowly leaking out some information I've been given, and you can take it as you like, all right? I was sceptical at first, but the more I hear, the more interesting it becomes. And I just like people to think in their minds about the idea of going through, I hope I'm not talking out of turn here, it's not really history as such, not directly, the 10 plagues when in the Exodus, and one theorist being suggested to me, someone by Salures, we will get to Salures 2020 at some point, very interesting person, is that the 10 plagues in reverse. So for example, the last plague was the plague on the firstborn, where we always think of children, firstborn child, but actually when you think about it, the firstborn is the old people, and you could argue that's where the C-19 is coming in. And then at the moment, California, you've got the red skies, and you've got insect plagues and all sorts of things. So there we are. I don't freak everyone out on a Sunday evening, but keep observing. Let's see what happens. It all ends well anyway. That's the good news, according to the people I've spoken to. Right, there we go. Just going to give Benny Babbles the mention again. Well done, Benny. Good show this afternoon. I'm going to put a little link at the end of the show. For people who didn't see me being interviewed, that was great. Right, I need to crack on. I haven't got time to waffle tonight. If you're not logged on already, yes, if you want to buy the book, if you haven't already, go to one of these places. Our Britain's Hidden History website, Cumberglyphics, eBay, Amazon, the .co.uk one, right? And if you haven't been to these websites, why not? I know you beat everyone's been to Amazon, but anyway. Right, first story on the list is going to be about an update on the Ark of the Covenant. As you can see there, looking rather fantastic. And this picture is actually being lifted from the drone footage of Jeff Jones. And you're going to see quite a lot of Jeff in tonight's programme. And hopefully, when we're allowed to actually do anything, is we're going to meet up and talk, because he's found some great stuff, some of which I'm going to be covering this evening. All right, so let's check my notes. Yep. Okay. I meant to mention the forum as well. We have got a forum, but we'll do that another time. There's so much tonight, we're never going to get through it, okay? Right, so this is a picture, like I say, still from Jeff's video footage. I was going to try and show that, but it's about 9 minutes, and the memory just wouldn't take it. So it's on the Facebook group, and I've spoken to Jeff, and I'm going to upload his videos as separate videos onto my YouTube channel, or the British Hidden History channel. All right. Now then, what we're talking about here, and I've got to do a little backtrack for any new viewers. If it is your first time, welcome, and I hope you enjoy it. Your mind is going to get exploded tonight, and it might be a lot to take in if you're new to the subjects, because we cover a huge amount here. But this evening, it's kind of themed a little bit. It wasn't intentional. It's just the way the cards have fallen. There's mostly to do with connections with the stars, star mounds, that kind of stuff. All right. It looks like the most planned program ever. It's been a lot of work. Right, what I'm reading from then is the covline.gov.uk, and that's the official governing body. As you see, .gov.uk. So it's the official website, and I think it was Mandy again who found this. Yeah, you can see on screen. Thank you again, Mandy, one of our top researchers in the Britain's Hidden History group. Okay. She gets through so much work, it's absolutely amazing. So I'll give you what the official thing is. The unofficial, if you're not aware of Wilson and Blackett's work and the research we've been doing, is you've got this mound called Two in a Glow. And on top of the mound, you've got a man-made mound on top of it, a lump. And let's go back a picture. So this bit is the man-made addition. All right, top like 60, 70 feet, something like that, in vertical terms. And it's also easy to see on this one, but you can see different coloured grass and everything. This is different soil. And down the side, you'll see drainage sumps where the water comes out to drain this. And you can see all sorts of interesting things. And we found some more interesting things about it, which we're going to share now, okay? The theory is, from Wilson and Blackett, that this is where the Ark of the Covenant at least was buried. Who knows if it's still there? And we've got some things to look at. Might throw some doubt on it still being there. Sadly, or I don't know, whatever you think of that. Anyway, this was the site. The Ark's being trailed around by the ancient Hebrews and the Cymry, or Omri, or whatever you want to call them. Ends up the Welsh Cymry, and it ends up there, okay, in a chamber which is drained, and you can see the tunnels and the sumps. So there's a lot of physical evidence, but you know we can't actually get the Ark itself. Right, so this isolated prominent hillock, crowned by a stone wall around the perimeter of its summit, forms a convincing location for a prehistoric hill fort. No mention of any of this stuff, right? Or the fact the top part's an artificial mound. Nothing, okay? So there's no definitive remains of any artificial ramparts, but it looks like it could be one, isn't it? It's bizarre. There's no evidence at all, but we're going to go with hill fort. Because the strange thing is the wall around the top. Why would you have one, you see? Because there's no entrances to the wall or anything. This is the location as a possible Iron Age stronghold is made more convincing by the discovery of another one 3 kilometres away. So I don't see what that has to do with it at all. Maybe someone can explain to me. All right, now let's get into the interesting bits, okay? Right, now the first thing is, some of you will have seen this picture already. Can I have some water on, please? On the Facebook group. And this is something which Jeff Jones found and posted last week. Jeff again. I like this because it says legend on the picture. And he's rapidly becoming a legend. So I'm looking forward to meeting you, Jeff. Excuse me, that's not moonshine, it's water. Right. This is the picture as of Google Earth. You know, I think he's done it for the time machine going back to 1945. See, north is... So it's a slightly different angle to what we normally look at. And that's worth bearing in mind, because what is curious is what is this? And I haven't lined up all the modern pictures, but you can look back at last week's video, or just take my word for it, or again, photographs. Go to Google Earth yourself. There's no trace of this at all. Where is it going? What's it doing? What is it? Now, my cousin Neil Broadstock and Claire, they've been spending a lot of time looking at this, getting really involved in the project. Good to see it. Thank you very much. And I got loads of stuff coming in from him now, which is brilliant. That's going to be in next week's. And I'll give people a heads up. Need some help with research. So I want people to suggest, as everyone's suggesting on the comments, because see, unfortunately it's lag, is what's this about? Because I don't say anything until you had a good look yourself, because as soon as someone says something, it kind of puts an image in your mind, which can make, I want rather people look with, I'm not trying to tell you what it is, because I don't know, and I don't have an interest in what, I'm not pushing any theories. You know, it is what it is, and I don't know. Okay, I think it's long enough to get an idea. For to my mind, when I look at it, see, it looks different on this picture, because I've really zoomed in now. And this looks, when I looked at it from the first picture from above, and you can see slightly different angles of this, I was pretty convinced this was some sort of track. And this is one wheel, and that's the other wheel. And that would be the sort of grass bit, you know, where the wheels go either side of it. And Neil thought it was some sort of structure, and there's shadow, and it's elevated. We could do with a few more angles, and it's not easy to do that with Google Earth. But also, this seems just peter out to nothing there, because the pictures we had, I should cut the other picture up as well. You can see it from the other side, and I'm slightly more above, which does look a bit different. Because this seems just peter out as well. So what's going on here? Any ideas? Well, we got some suggestions. Let me know if anyone else has suggestions what it might be there, okay?
Okay, someone says it's a defensive ditch. Citizen Smith.
Thank you, Citizen Smith, but why would the ditch go that way? A defensive ditch would defend the perimeter of the hill, wouldn't it? Is that Wookiee sound your phone again?
Yeah, I should go check that. But...
No, I think it'll be fine. It's probably Griff who just said hello on there. Hello, Griff. Good to see you watching again. So what is this, eh? What is going on here? I think there's still a bit of a trace of this path and a bit of a trace of this one. This one seems to become a fork now. But this, whatever it is, massive, is gone. Hang on, I just realised this north is going that way. Yeah, I don't know. It's curious. I mean, my worry is, and this is purely speculative, not based on any special knowledge or information at all beyond looking at this picture, is that some heavy gear has been brought up here and some mining has gone on. And maybe the Ark maybe was there and they've dug it out. Or put something else in, or just excavated it and nothing there.
Maybe they destroyed the Ark by accident with a digger.
Destroyed it. You know, destroyed. It's solid metal, isn't it? I mean, it's a metal. For those who don't know the Ark of the Covenant, it's like a solid metal box. Ark basically means box. And the Holy Grail is like the sacred documents, so this would all tie in together with that. And the idea is it's got the commandments, the covenant between God and the people, the Hebrews. And if you look at some of the old names of the British, they are the people of the covenant. So this would be very significant if it's the right place. So I'm very interested to hear what people say there. Well, we got tracks like cart ruts. I agree with you, Hugh. I thought cart, but this is actually quite big when you work it out. So I mean, that from there to there is at least 70 metres. So it seems too big for. I mean, it's quite a major road there. All right, so we get in
the giant cart ruts.
Lots of suggestions there. Oop. All right, hang on. That didn't look good. That next image didn't look good. Hey, looks out of sync. Right, okay, now another thing which Jeff has been doing, researching this, if you remember, north is this way, so actually over there, I usually look more or less from the south, that convention we normally keep to, is the Lion's Stone, yeah, which tells us another clue, because that ties in potentially with the Lion of Judea, and the Lion's Stone pointing directly at the Ark, and that's the line, anyway. I've just explained it's there. That would be the key joining up point. So, what we've done here, that's the zoom in one. Where's the... Something out of order. Anyway, what Jeff has also been doing is some research here, looking around Llan 10. Now, I'm going to have to take a bit of a stab here. And I think Unissable is here. Please don't... it's 1969, so everything looks a bit different. But I will. There's more images in a minute, so don't panic about this one. I think this is the LiDAR one. So you got Tuna Glow roughly here and Limestone roughly there. Okay, looking at it across this sort of valley type thing, or is it there? Hang on, there's the glow. Sorry, yeah, there's a glow, and that'll be the Limestone there. There we go. I guess that's the same site where the motocross is. Yeah, don't know if it's been there that long. Must be something else in those days, I think. Hey, what Jess pointed out, lots of history at Llan 10 Parish. The Sacred Healing Well, Arthur's butt. Time to snigger, yes, thank you. The word Annis Island, Lost Village, Cooch, Boat, Garrington, Rhiannon. I know this is all just a download, so I'm going to hopefully have a proper chat with Jeff, make a video with him to go through all this. Well, the point he's making is there's loads and loads of interesting place names here related to Arthur. A lot of this was done on Facebook. It wasn't meant for me. I've been a bit cheeky sticking it on here, okay? But it's so interesting. So what you also have on that little map, which I hope comes out, is you can see there's an ancient monastery. There's a monastery, an active working monastery on the site next to where the Lion's Stone is. So this is starting to get deeper and deeper. And this is really how Britain's Hidden History Group works, alright? It's lots of people, lots of ideas. You might have an idea, okay? If you can get to the site, brilliant, right? It's brilliant. It's very close to me, easy. Not possible for everyone, but everybody, even if you're in America, I know we got people watching from New Zealand, Australia. There's also Paul in California. I know Tracy's watching as well. It'd be quite funny. Be at least two women in California, and they're both called Tracy watching. So wherever you are, you can go online in the wonders of technology and use Google Earth and have a look at the maps. See where it is and see if you can work out connections. Use the time machine. Have a look. So if this is a healing area, There's even a possibility that this could be the island, because Unis Ibul is the translation. Unis usually means island, you see, but it doesn't have to be floating amongst the water. It can be, like an this would be an island. It's on a hill. It's like an island. So maybe that's where Arthur went to recover from, for example. And we'll show you some other reasons why we think that might be, or why Jeff's worked this out. The one I want to show you here, this was a present actually from my cousin. He's getting a lot of mentions after never being mentioned at all. Suddenly he's getting mentioned every slide. So I hope you're enjoying the show and you're watching it, alright? And what we've done is, we've actually done more work on this since, and we've restored this. This is a 1578 map, which we've restored and put beautiful colours into it, made it all lovely. And quick plug for the merchandise, these will be on sale, well, more or less now, this week, as presents for Christmas. Pass me the roll, please, on. Look at this, so organised this week. They come nicely packaged in one of these. You can have A3 or A4, and they look great. And the amount of detail and interesting points on them is fantastic.
You selling the maps?
We're selling the maps, yes.
Oh.
The maps.
I had no idea.
Ah, you didn't know that one, did you? Because the other thing I've done with the help of Tim Lewis, hello Tim, I know Tim's travelling around, he might not be available right now, is we're actually attaching this to the Gwent map, which you've also got, 1578, well I think that was 1579. But anyway, the two of them, we've matched them up, jigged them together, you can have a Glamorgan and Gwent map, which is even cooler, okay? Now, I've got to zoom in, as you saw, but what is cute is when you look at it, I hope you can see on your screen, it must be super tiny, we will be zooming in a moment. This is, like it says, 1578. Get your bearings if you don't know. Oh, well, this is... God, hang on. Actually, get your own bearings. This is South Wales, alright? Where's my glasses on? Thank you. I can actually read something then. Alright, I was trying to find Cardiff, but Cardiff wasn't such a big thing, was it? Same them days. Anyway, here's all the South Wales coast. Where's the River Taff? Right, let's get... God, talk about not knowing... Anyway, here we go, down here. I was a bit further than I thought. It's Penarth, look, Penarth, Cardiff, here we go. Sheesh. Right, so Cardiff is there, right? And if you follow this river up here, this is the River Taff. There's Arthur's Butt, alright? Ho-ho, snigger, because it's the buttress. That's what it means, it's the buttress forts. And you can see here these hills forming a kind of fortress. Now then, we got these things which seem to be some sort of religious enclosures, okay? Because that's an important one. I guess there's Coed Pen Mines a bit small. I get the big map out from the room, we can see it better. The resolution is higher on the maps that we're printing, by the way. I've had to reduce the resolution on here because the memory was going to mess up the presentation, okay? Here's Coed Pen Mine. I think that is, we'll check that. Anyway, the point, we come up here. This is Llantrisant, which has a different name in those days, curiously. And where I am is just nothing. I mean, that's just not named, as it were. You come up here, Eglwys Sillen, which is a tiny place now, but important in those days. And where I want to follow up to here, this is where we're looking at Llanwno. And also, where the two in the glow is marked here very strangely, look. Oh, we've got a bigger arrow this week. I know people ask for a bigger arrow. Are you going to see that? I got this lag. Anyway, you'll see there's like an enclosure with trees. 3 trees. Very interesting. I think there's 3 trees on this one. I was talking about that with Darren earlier today. We will be getting on to Gethley Gate Common in a minute. It all ties in. Alright, so hopefully... Oh, that's a massive zoom in, but there you go. Can't say it's not big enough now. And I say will be better resolution on the printed jobs. So there's Llanwno. Now then, this is another thing one has been brought up. Again by Jeff, I think. Sorry, this is Eglwys Sillen. You get those curvy F's or S's on the old maps. Alright. And this is where the Toyn is. This is where Two in a Glow. The place of the enclosure. And Llanwno is supposed to be the place of Gwynno. So you got Saint Gwynno, okay? But what's also been proposed is that Gwynno, because we can't actually find, and I've come across this for a couple of years now. Oh, Craig Walters is watching. Craig, I haven't seen you for ages, mate. As soon as this madness goes away, I'll come up and see you, alright? We'll have another chat on the phone anyway. So you got Gwynno is maybe a reference to Guinevere. because I know with Craig we're trying to think, who is this Gwenno? Because he doesn't seem to exist. He appears everywhere. There's loads of woods named after Gwenno and all this kind of stuff. And Clan Wano and Coed Wano and all these places. But who actually was Gwenno? And was it maybe a weird reference to Gwenoliver? How we do over there? There we go. I wouldn't trust a Saxon map. His name's Sexton, not Saxon. Hello, Monica. So this is what's happening with this map here is the Sexton map. He's a cartographer, map maker. All right, so there we go. It's an interesting one. So there's lots going on, and here's some more information. There's a really good book that I know Jeff's working from. It's worth looking at. The History of Miskin Hire. See, that's another interesting thing as well. Miskin is supposed to be the hunting lodge of King Arthur, and again, it's just a couple of miles away. And that ties in. That was really important. Now it's just a little village. I mean, they put some new houses there now, but it's just a little village, really. And you got the parishes of Aberdare and Clan Wano. There's Wano again. All right. So it's just Gwenno. I mean, I went to school in Bay there, and we had 3 saints: Ithdid, Tavodig, and Gwenno. So it's a well-known name, but I don't think necessarily the story is. All right. So anyway, Clan Wano became independent. Clan Trisant became a parish in its own right. You can read all this yourself. I'll not read all of it. See, the sacred remains of Saint Gwenno. Could that be Guinevere? I don't know who the Roman colony is. The Romans did penetrate Clydach Valley, usual Roman stuff. All right. See, the grave on the 3 persons elevated hill in the valley of Gwyn. Or Gwynionog. So anyway, come back to that again. I just want to get people thinking about it, okay? All right, so very interesting, very interesting. Not as obvious as we think it all is. Okay. Right. Oh, there we go. Hang on a second. Just want to finish on that one. So, I lost my thread a bit then. I lost my thread a little bit then. Yeah, so one of the things, an interesting point which, while I mentioned Bather in passing, is, just going to throw this in as an extra, is I was talking to Darren earlier. You'll see Darren's name come up again. Darren's a great researcher. He's been doing this for far longer than I have. Read all the Wilson and Blackett stuff and loads of other stuff. Great to see you today, collecting his book, Trojan War. Is that Beirddai, which we've mentioned a few times, and it's the one you can see when you look down from Rusaison, and you think it means graves, and it's Beirddai, and well, we're trying to work out whose graves it is. Well, what Darren's saying, the possibility is that AU ending, Beirddai, could actually refer to our. So that's our graves. And there's Beirdd Sax, or Beirdd Sais, which is the Saxon graves, or even Rusaison perhaps. So there's an interesting idea for people to think about. Beirddai could actually mean our graves as opposed to their graves. So, interesting one there. Right, okay, so moving on. How are we doing for time? 25 to... Oh my goodness, I haven't got to the main story yet. Alright, I'm going to throw this in very quickly. I just want to show origins, navigation trails, because we're following the Welsh back now through all the way back, as you'll see, to ancient Assyria, Babylon. And what David Morgan's pointed out, you can read all the blurb yourself. Thank you again, David, becoming a regular contributor on the Facebook group, is these places like Crimea. If you look in the book I've got there, Prehistoric London, E.O. Gordon, you'll see that could be a corruption of Cymru. And this is the interesting place that I didn't know of before. Cymericon, because of course the Greeks seem to have referred to the Cymru, which is the proper name for the Welsh, as the Cymri. Alright, okay, so have a proper read of that. Come back, have a read of it. This is an actual harbour and choke point, because of course this ties in, I don't know what your geography's like. This goes back to the old Black Sea, I think, yeah. Yeah, all the names are different. That's weird, isn't it? Yeah, okay. Yeah, well, you can see, you can hear the Dnieper and everything. Interesting map. Well, there's the Black Sea. Sorry, there we are. I was going to say, something doesn't look right here. Alright, so this is out the top of the Black Sea. Oh, it makes more sense now. I looked at it too quickly before, just had a proper glance at it, really. So there's this little point at the top right. Oh, okay. Okay, and there's the Crimea, of course. So you got this little area. Okay, thank you very much for that. We'll do more on the migrations again. I also promised, well, not promised, I don't think Steve even asked, but I'm going to do it anyway. Steve Poll to start the YouTube channel, which is great. I'll put the link in the description, and he's got great drone footage. I told him to call his channel Steve Drones On, but didn't go for that one. How are we doing over there? What year is the map? Yeah, it's 1570s, Patricia. Yep. Okay, so what we got then is I got Chalbury Hill Fort, so he's based in the West Country, so more of his stuff is about the west of England. So I know it's very Wales heavy tonight. It's all based around London Bull. Whereas we talk about the whole of Britain. Next week, there's a lot on Scotland next week, just to mention that. And we got more in the west of England. Okay. So he's got some lovely videos there, and there's some Alan Wilson footage as well. And I'm going to copy, Steve's already agreed, I'll copy some onto this channel, make it easy to find, but go and have a look at his channel as well. This is a team effort. Get going with channels. I will promote, support, help. I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4 people writing books at the moment. I'm absolutely delighted to help with. One, Mrs. Carnegie, who is visiting. Not in my house, of course. We can't stay together because of the rules. It's like, there you go. Staying nearby, I should say. All right, so that was nice. So good luck with that as well. And she's travelling with Simon. It was absolute joy to meet both of you. And I hope you have a lovely stay in Wales. All right, so here's another one tying in with the idea of the migration, which has come from Brendan and Thomas. Thank you, Brendan. Really appreciate this. And again, I'll put the link up so you can have a look at it. And what he's found, if you read through that, it shows that the Sanskrit predates being used in India. And it all goes back to this idea of it being a common language. Right, I've got to speed up. Right, now this rather sad and forlorn sight. Thank you very much to Darren and to Dixie for doing the hard work. We were going to meet up there in this mad world where, because we're only I'm what, 5 miles from this, but I'm in RCT, whereas they're in Caerphilly, and this is in Caerphilly, so they could go up and take a photo, send it to me. We were going to make a video up there, partly because it's absolutely crucial, outstandingly important area, and as you'll see, it ties into ancient Babylonia, which even Darren and Dixie don't know about yet. I'm going to drop this on him. All right. Okay, so what we're going to do now is, the point of this video really is to show our disgust. This ancient historic landmark and these old stones are just being treated appallingly. I mean, it really is appalling. I'll just show you some video here.
Here we are, right on the summit of Carmagale. Beautiful view, possibly one of the most important places, local history. And look at the fly tipping everywhere. It's another reason we have to get everybody involved, make sure everyone's aware of these sites and the historical importance. Stop things like this happening.
Yeah, and thank you very much, Darren, for going up there. And look at this. This is the kind of stuff that's up there, okay? Now, what's tragic about this, it's not just... I've looked into this now. I've done some research and looked into it. It's a complicated issue. One problem is the councils around here keep closing the tips. And then, like I said, I'm only a few miles from Caerphilly. But if you're in Caerphilly, you can't come and dump your stuff in the RCT tip, which is a couple of miles from me. So actually, I'm as far from the tip as they are. They can't use it. You've got to show your ID and everything to show that you're from RCT. So anybody living this side of Caerphilly, quite often their tip for some reason, or recycling centre, or whatever you want to call it, is closed, and they're looking for somewhere to go. And they try and come to ours, and they can't go either, and they say, bleep, bleep, I'll just shove it up on a mountain. But there's a bit more to it than this one, because this, you might look at all that heavy stuff there, like settees and things, and think it's just off the side of the road, which is where I thought. It's not. To get to this, you've got to go up a serious part to get to the top of the hill, okay? And to do that, you need specialist kit, or at least a 4x4 or something, and all these people have not got that. And it's very clear that it's the same person is running some sort of business here, collecting rubbish and taking it up and tipping it. All right? Now, I've got thousands of subscribers now. So what we're going to do, and we're going to get more details, when we start putting pressure on Caerphilly Council. If you live in Caerphilly area, you're particularly important because councillors tend to listen more to the people who vote. and although they'll listen to anybody, you need to start sending letters, and I'm going to find out exact contact details of who to send the letters to. Anyone in that area, please help me. There's a chance here for us to actually do something, because the whole place is just getting trashed. And, right, just to give an update, I have contacted one counsellor already. Adrian, very helpful. Just give me details of other counsellors. So we're starting to follow up with those people and send them letters and find out what the heck's going on. And the usual response is, oh, he's quite a nasty bloke, the one doing this. So, well, surely that's what the police are for, isn't it? So they're going round checking if I've got my bandana on straight. How about we sort something like this out, okay? So we're going to do some campaigning here, okay? And get this done. So I want everyone's support on that. I'm sure everyone's as disgusted as I am. Sorry, I'm looking... Alright, there's some strange things going on in the chat. I know what's going on with the chat, Dave. Magic Mushroom Country, yeah, what's that?
Someone put a thumbs down on the video.
Really?
That's Taylor.
The thumbs down already?
I've thumbed this video down.
Yeah, any ideas why, Matt? What's up, Matt? Okay, so there we go. There's the... This is what's happening at the moment. Alright, so now, and tie this in now with the Babylonian links, just to show how important it is, alright? There's 2 thumbs down, there we go. We're hitting the mark tonight. I wonder where that is. Right, so what we have here is Cain a Bugile. Oh, great. Can you get me some water, please? Yes? What? Someone's putting some bad stuff on there? Alright, Matt. Can you just calm me down a bit, mate? You're going to be turfing people out. We just got to 1,000. Okay, right. And someone keep an eye on the comments there. Let's stick to the history, please. Right, okay, so this is Cain a Bugile. Alright, Bugile. Now that road struck me as interesting, that name, because it reminded me of... oh, just dropped something, sorry. Hang on, where are we? Okay.
This dude's dodging.
Pardon?
This dude's dodging.
Alright.
Matt Taylor.
Matt, if you just... Come on, Matt. We've talked before. If you're going to spoil things, leave it to other people, yeah? Right, okay. Right, my copy of Cymroglyphics. I have to write all over it to make sure I don't accidentally send it out because it's scribbled on and people might not appreciate that. We've got new copies. So if we look at Bugile in here, what you'll see is to do with shepherd. Let's put that in there. Okay, there's the word for Bugile. There's a shepherd and everything. Okay, alright. Not right now, please. Okay. Alright, you see there's the shepherd and the shepherd's crook, alright? So if you're doing, if you're trying to read hieroglyphics and you see a shepherd's crook, then you just, you know that's Bugile, alright? So if it's part of spelling a word, it's a ba, okay? Otherwise it's part of a sentence, it's to shepherd or to guard, to look after. And this is why, are you logged in as me?
No, I'm not, I can't.
Okay, we'd have to log in as me then, and then, okay? Alright, so that's the Bugile there. Now, the interesting thing about this, now we get on to the real crux of tonight, okay? The Babylonian connection. Because what we have there is, we've been trying for a long time now, and Wilson and Blackett started this in the 80s, explaining that the mounds you get around South Wales match the stars in the sky. Alright? They form a map. And there's a couple of problems, I haven't quite nailed it, okay? There's a couple of things that need to be done to get this just right. Now, one of the things which Steve Willets, who is a great guy, you've seen him on some of our walking videos, he's brilliant researcher, and he has put a lot of study into ancient Babylonian and Assyrian law and their star law. And what you find then, you see, is that a lot of the star constellations that we're used to are just conventions. If you look up and you see a pattern of stars and you think, oh, that's supposed to be a lion, or that's supposed to be a hunter, or, you know, Orion, or something like that. And you look at it and you say, why is that? And you realise that sometimes the way it's being done, there's lots of other things that could be seen as well, alright? It's not necessarily seen as the same thing all the time.
I did it so no one can see his comments.
Okay, thanks, Arnie. Right, okay. Alright, I know Matt's tried to do some good work on this, so you guys in that bad night. Right, okay, so what we're going to do... So what we got there, so one of the stars on the ancient Babylonian thing is, if you look at the stars, and this is part of, let's get this right, I think it's, oh yeah, the plough. Another way of looking at the plough is it looks like a shepherd's crook. And you get bug-ile, right? Going back to bug-ile. See my notes on here, by the way. This is other things that Darren's found in the past where I have to change my definitions a bit. Now, where this gets fascinating now is you got the K and the bug-ile in the place where, if you look at the map and you draw it all out using Babylonian star charts, this is where it should be. This is where it starts to get weird, right? And it gets weirder. Watch this. Alright. Oop, there's my text. Alright, now then, this is where I need to be a little bit clever now. No. Oh, hang on.
What?
I can see it reacting here. Yeah, we're back on. I don't know what happened there. That was weird. Are we okay? Should be alright now. Please be okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can hear me now. Yay, okay. Alright. Oh, what a dramatic time to lose the sound, eh? At least you had something on... Oh, I even took this off screen, didn't I? Okay, so hear me now? Alright.
You're frozen now. I am unpaused. Oh, there. It's unfrozen. It keeps freezing.
I think we're okay now.
Yeah,
there we go.
Now it's good.
Here we have to do our best because this is really important, right? This is huge. This is the mind-blowing moment, right? A lot of people waiting for this. So there's a place called Oakdale, place near Blackwood. I've got friends in Blackwood. You know where it is. If you look up there, in the modern or the Greek or Roman star signs, you would see the plough or a Big Dipper, okay? The old Babylonians saw this as looking... sorry, I don't know when we got cut off. But anyway, going back to the Bugyad, to the Shepherd's Crook. When you look at a modern star map, that's displayed as the Big Dipper or the plough or something. If you look at the other way up, it can be seen as a shepherd's crook, okay? So that's where we get Bugiad, which is, or Bugide, the pronunciation, which was the one you saw up the top of Gethlygate Common, okay? So that's one point in the sky. Now what Steve's working on at the moment is working out where the Polaris is, which also seems to be up Gethlygate, okay? And then we got the 3 stones. We'll come on to that another time. For now, just going to give you some examples, ending with Caerphilly. So I'm sure everyone's heard of Caerphilly cheese. Alright, so it's a pretty famous place, okay? And even that fits into this. And what Steve is doing is mapping his way around 30 constellations. And so far, it matches with the Welsh place names, okay? So, near Blackwood, constellation called the Wolf, which is in the central part of what we these days call Hercules, alright? Or the Greeks called Hercules. So in the precursor system, so what he's talking about now, in the old writing system, they use pictograms. And it's a pictogram of an animal's head which represents any large carnivore. And the sort of shorthand for this, they're known as ferocious warriors, which is what the place is called, Blythiad. Now what I want to do on here, and this might be why it all suddenly went horribly wrong, is go on, I did. Please do it for me. I'm going to record a video during the week, and you can see what you can actually do is go on Google Earth, right? This is how compelling this evidence is. You can do it at your own computer, sitting at home, go in Google Earth and put these place names in. It'll freak you out, alright? So we've got Blythiad. So I'm just checking here. Here's the 1688 dictionary. So Michael sent me. Thank you very much again for that. So yeah, Blythe is the wolf. Alright, I think you probably see it there. It's probably the best. Or wolf-like. Alright, Blythiad can mean ferocious warrior, but also mean wolf-like. And that's next to the star, which is the wolf. Alright, it gets better. This one, I just love. I had to look it up. I hadn't heard of this place called Mamhilad. I'm going to have to have a quick look, aren't I? Because people wonder what's happening. Hang on a second. Don't want to see that. What you want to see is... Don't want to see this either. On Google. Alright, bear with me, mate. Google. Right. Map of Mamlihad. Mamhilad. Have I got that wrong? There we are, like, okay. Mamhilad, Pontypool, alright? So we're not making these places up. There's Mamhilad, alright? And you can go around and plot all of these. Steve, man, you freaked my brain out. I think you freaked the computer out, okay? It's a place called Mamhilad. You think, what a weird name that is, right? Mamhilad. What kind of weird name is that? Well, we'll see what kind of weird name that is now. Oh, we're going to go back to slideshow now. Alright. The cargo boat, this is going back to old Babylonian star lore now, right? The cargo boat is responsible for bringing new life into the world, like storks in our stories, and will be associated with motherhood. What's this place called? Mam is mother. Hill, this is Welsh now, right? Old Welsh, is seed or offering or progeny, which is, you know, descendants and stuff, your children, lineage and race. And Ada, Adam, as in first man. So what we have here is the mother of the human race. So if you happen to live in Mamhilad, just north of Pontypool, I don't know, what do you call that, Garden of Eden or something? The start of life? It gets weirder, alright?
How could it get weirder?
Watch. Well, not more compelling. Maybe weird is not the right word. More compelling, all right?
No, you're weird.
Because we're finding more and more places, all right? So what we got then is another part of Babylonian lore, it's important, okay, is the Old Man. And this is near the location of the Sengenith Valley, which again, very, well, adjacent to the Bugiad we saw, the Bugaidd. Near the location of Sengenith Valley, possibly the right-hand side of the valley, but also cover the whole valley. Not sure what Seng means yet, all right? Tell you what, let's do some live research. I'm not sure if he's got this old book. Okay, this isn't a setup. So sen is a rebuke or a chiding. So yes. Oh, sengi is to tread or trample. Sengul is single. So I don't know. So anyway, so what we have is Heniv. because the thing they always say Saint Kenneth, Kenneth is Saint Kenneth, or why isn't it called Saint Kenneth or Llan Kenneth like everything else in Wales? And who's Kenneth? Can't find him. So Seng Henith, and Henith is an old man, an elder, experienced. And in Babylonian lore, it's called, that star is called the old man. How cool is this getting? Right, there is so many. I'm just picking out. I haven't chosen these particularly. It just happened to be near where we were talking about with the bug ale, right? There's loads of these, and it goes on for mounds, stones, cairns. This is it, people. This is it. I mean, the thousands of members up. This is it. This is the time of a revelation here like you've never seen, because these stars match the mounds as well where they are. I'm lucky. I've got to see Steve's research, and you can see where he's drawn them out on the maps, and you can connect them. It's absolutely mind-blowing stuff. Okay, so if you know it's a place, and I got friends live there. Andy, if you're watching, a place called St Mellons, east of Cardiff. So how would you build this down, right? So you got Lu means man, and Lal means honeypot, and this is going to Babylonian again. So this can then mean the honey man. See, Lulal, so I just explain, Lulal here, Lu is man and Lal is honeypot, so there's honey man.
Oh, one quick thing. If it's honeypot, apparently some American portable toilets are called honey buckets.
Oh, thank you, Anne.
So it could be the toilet man.
Well, it could be, yeah. So we got, the Welsh for honey is mel, and an old Welsh word for monk is leon. So there's your melon, Saint Melon. Alright, and then the big one then, of course, Caerphilly, which you know, Caerphilly cheese and things like that. This is an important town, and there's all sorts of weird. There's some guy called Philly set it up and all this kind of stuff. A town of Philly and all this kind of thing. But look what happens when you go into the Babylonian explanation for this. And don't forget, we're not just randomly picking place names. What Steve's doing here is plotting the stars, and you can actually see where they should be is where they are. So it's not, can you find anywhere in Wales with a name that matches? It's got to be on that constellation in the right place, okay? So what we have, the stag. If we're looking at the constellations and the stars, right, the stag. So in the sense of Caerphilly, the Mull Appin, the then oldest known astronomical text, right? This is one of the ancient texts that he's using. State that the constellation of the stag is near the constellation of the old man. Remember we just did the old man? Yeah, there's the old man, right? So there's you got, and this is just up the road really, a few miles away, okay? So the constellation of the stag is near the constellation of the old man. The Welsh word for stag is Caerphil. So Cawr, Phil, I mean it's almost phonetically the same as Caerphilly. So this is just a little teaser, if you like, an introduction, because I've seen lots more of it, and it is amazing. This is a game changer. This is where you can. There's so many Welsh place names, and the stones and the mounds and stuff like that, and this is how it all ties together. And the reason we mentioned the my brain's got back. The angry warrior, the warrior thing, was because that goes back to the very beginning with Wilson of Blackett when they're doing Ark of the Covenant and they're looking at the star signs. Bleviad, the angry warrior, is the first one which made them click. This is to do with the angry warrior. Well, in one way, yes, it is Bleviad, angry warrior, but also it also ties in with Blythe, the old Welsh word, still a Welsh word, I believe, for wolf, and the Assyrian. So what a bit of luck they picked up the one thing where Blythiad, meaning angry warrior, also tied in with Blythe, meaning wolf. They were lucky, if you like, the link mound, and the whole thing ties together. So there you go. Sorry about the technical fault in the middle. I hope people stayed with it. Can I read some of the comments there? How are we doing?
Oh yeah, I'll go back down here, and they were just saying, apparently Matt Taylor's account got cloned, and he's the victim of a gang stalking for some reason.
Oh, okay, I've heard this before. All right, anyway, okay, I'm not worried about. I'm not really interested in that, to be honest.
That's the only real thing.
Right, so I hope people didn't switch off then, because this is one of the amazing big discoveries for a Britain Hidden History group here. because the significance I have to talk about, the significance of this, of course, is that the old Welsh and British records isn't just about Wales, but the whole of Britain. The old records claim a migration coming from ancient Assyria, from the Babylon. This is where they're supposed to come from. Well, you can now tie that in with this to show that they were using ancient Babylonian astronomical star knowledge to name their places, and to actually where they put the places and where they put some of the mounds, and indeed the towns. It's not just the mounds we're talking about. We're talking about towns, villages, churches, the whole thing on this old Chaldean principle of as above, so below. It's really quite astounding. I mean, it's an amazing thing to find. I'm going to be doing a lot more on this, and it's just one of the many subjects in Britain's hidden history which has suddenly just exploded because of all the people involved with it. I mean, we haven't even talked about the stuff we're doing with the trusts we're setting up, and the gear that we've got, the drones, and the way we're going to look at Money the Gaia, and the Arthurian stuff. But it's all kind of bubbling away together and all tying in as well. And we've got new books coming out. There's so much going on. It's a really exciting time, and more people are needed to get involved with this. And some of the things which are interesting, for example, chatting to Steve about this, and he's a lovely guy, Steve, is that some of the words seem to have only been coined at a certain stage. So there might be a certain name or word which wasn't used before, say, 200 BC or 500 BC or wherever it is. They're crucial. If anyone knows about these old Babylonian words, I mean, Steve's doing brilliantly. But, you know, more heads makes things easier, and he wants help. He's a very open, easygoing guy. You couldn't meet a nicer person. And so say, for example, you could find a word which stopped being used, I don't know, 1000 BC, right? BC. Or could you imply from that then that if the name's being used in Wales, that means the migration was before 1000 BC? How else would it get here, you know? Because if it came after, the word wouldn't be used. So there's all stuff like that. This is massive, really, really massive. And I hope I've done it justice, because we had the sound problems. I'm just throwing this together a bit. Alright, so that's that on that one.
Scotland.
Alright, next week, we're going to do a Scottish special next week, just to show it's not all about Wales. Because we've had some information about vitrified forts. And I'm really sorry, someone sent the link to, there's a limestone up in the north of Scotland as well. And there's a next to a place called Cymru, I can't remember the details, but it does seem to tie in with the Welsh thing. And another vitrified fort right at the top of Scotland. If you don't know what a vitrified fort is, it's where some sort of apparent heat is so intense it's fused the stones and rocks together. And it's weird because obviously there's a mainstream explanation, some sort of fire, and it's a gorse, fir fire, all this kind of thing. But the heat generally is hotter nearer the fire, whereas on these the heat can seem to come from the top. The stones at the top are more melted and heated than the ones at the bottom, which would tie in and be important evidence to support possibly the idea of a comet coming in as proposed by Wilson and Blackett. So we got more on that. Arthur's seat, and I've had quite a few messages, I don't know what's something in the air at the moment, that Arthur was Scottish. So let's look into that as well, okay? And I think a lot of this goes back to a gentleman called Skeen.
Just noticed, we haven't actually been able to see the Scotland picture.
What? Oh, sorry. We talking about picture? No, thank you, Arnie. Only took about 10 minutes to notice. Yeah, and I've got to be more disciplined on my timing because school's time as well. And he hates being late for school in the morning. Right, okay, so this is, if anyone can find a copy of this, it's quite an old book. And the key author is Skeen, right? The other guy has arranged it and sort of edited it and that kind of stuff. But that's one thing I do. Yeah, thanks, Sam. That's one thing I do. Wilson and Blackett. Yeah, he's the important one. The one who wrote it. Okay. Now, Skeen was a good, proud Scotsman, and he's managed to put everything into Scotland. But he does give good arguments as well, and Wales, and ties it all in. So, if you want to do some background research, ready for next week. This cost me only a few quid on eBay, but that was a couple of years ago. It's a good book, interesting book, because he goes back to the old records and that kind of stuff. It's a similar approach to Wilson and Blackett. Hadrian's Wall. Hang on, there's a picture I want to show you. Put my marker in there. See my overdrawn bank statement. There you are. There's Ben Arthur across the Loch Cobbler, okay? So we give that a good go. Yeah, don't forget Arnie Presents channel as well, okay?
Yep, subscribe to Arnie Presents.
Yeah, gotta say that. Alright, the other things I want to do is, again, my Neil Broadstock, Neil B up in there, my cousin Neil. He's been showing me where's my Story of Glamorgan book? Quick, got some ideas for next week. Story of Glamorgan, yes. I am sort of organised. Alright, so we got Story of Glamorgan in here, which is interesting. I got my pictures ready. And this looks at, there's a few things in here if we've got time. One thing I wanted to mention, in the schools, right? In the schools, going back, this was published 1908, I believe. And I've got a battered old copy there, which has been lifted from an old school by someone decades ago, back in the 50s. Been a family heirloom. And I managed to get a reprint so I can throw it around a bit and draw on it. And right back, over 100 years ago, they were talking about these mounds and their significance and importance. Alright? Here we are, there's some here. And there's Kyra, or Karai. And I was looking through this again today, and what's interesting is there's quite a few in here which, I don't know if they've disappeared or we've missed them off our list. Because there's one, it says, is the biggest in South Wales, which is one we haven't done yet. It talks about, yeah, there's another thing. Talking about the lines of entrenchments on Mynydd Baden. Alright, there's a lot in here about Mynydd Baden. And some of the other sites we've been to. And that's over 100 years ago. They used to teach this stuff in school, alright? So when you see Britain's history, it's not just coming out of space. This was done in schools a long time ago. Another thing which is done, which I want to get back to Neil. Excuse me, it's been a very long day. Is, if you're not aware of it, the bridge in Pontypridd. Oh, well, a marker ready for it. Where's the marker gone? Oh, of course there's that bit of paper there. Alright, there's the bridge in Pontypridd. There it is. If you're not aware of it, it used to be the longest single-span bridge in the world. Hang on, maybe a bit bigger. Longest single-span bridge in the world. One of the 7 wonders of Glamorgan. And I was informed... Oh, hang on, what's happened here? And I was informed by my cousin Neil there, one of the reasons, if not the main reason for it being built, was to tie in with the ancient pilgrim routes, which, what I want to find out, if people out there can help me, like Jeff was showing, going back a bit in the show, when we got this thing about the Lion's Stone, and there being a monastery and everything, near Glow, where the Ark of Covenant supposed to be and everything, that would be part of the migration route all the way up to Penrhys, which, according to Thomas Cromwell's records, when they did the dissolution of the monasteries and everything, was the 3rd most important pilgrimage in Britain. So have them. Because Penrhys, not a lot there to show for it now. Okay. Right, okay, so we're going to be doing Pontypridd with the pilgrims. More research, please. And John Griffiths, I did want to do translating the hieroglyphs, because he's been working on that and found some great stuff. And we haven't done hieroglyphs for ages. So there you go, I'm worn out. I've been putting this together since 10 o'clock this morning. That's like 11 hours. So I'm sorry if I'm not as energetic or as fun as I am usually. But anyway, there's loads. Fun.
You're not fun.
Not fun at all, no, sorry, not fun at all, yes, yeah. There was a lot to carry up this time. I mean, I don't know what, I'd love to see more comments about this Babylonian thing, and I'm just absolutely mind blown by it. Because I've got other lists here of loads. So I've chose that particular constellation as their towns that people might recognise, and you can find the map easier. But when you know the names of all the mounds, off. The whole sky opens up. And not only that, we can work out where the mounds are and how it matches. So more on that. Star mounds. I don't know, they blow your mind. I've just got one before we go, because I'm a bit worn out here. Oh, yeah, one thing I've got to mention. Almost forgot. Benny Babbles, thank you again. I watched it this afternoon. It was excellent. I had it on in the background. It's probably slowed me up doing my work. It's the first interview I've done as a guest. I'd love to do more. If anyone knows any channels out there want to get me on, help spread the word, that'd be great. That was brilliant fun. Benny was a great host. We had a real laugh. And now the book's back from the printers. Perhaps we'll go and do another one. And in the meantime, look out for his channel. It's on Facebook. It's on YouTube. It's mostly music and bands and a laugh, really. Good humour. Good banter. All right, everyone. Wow. So I was yeah. So what we want to do is get. Thank you, brilliant news. Get to 1,000. Thank you, everyone, for the help. So for being such a great audience, you know, it's just wonderful, really. I'm really touched. Everyone keeps coming back week after week. The viewing figures the last few weeks has been going through the roof. The Facebook group, the book's gone well. Let's do a little whisper at the end, as it were, a little quiet thing, which we've been storing up for a while, and that is that we're just about there now with the star maps. That the mounds on the ground can be shown to match the stars up in the sky, which you think is quite reasonable until you realise that nearly all the mounds are on top of hills. And that, if you think about it, is pretty mind-blowing. Because how do the hills all match up with the stars? Have a think about it.
Aliens is the usual.
Aliens? Well, well, I've got 5 possible solutions. They're all absolutely ridiculous. Aliens is one of them. I know it sounds bonkers. But you tell me how the mounds in South Wales can match the stars in the sky. And not just a bit, I mean, bang on. Well, in a couple hundred yards or something sometimes, but pretty much bang on. If anyone can explain that to me, I am all ears. Man-made hills, well, bloody big hills. Some of them are very big. Some of them are very, very, very big. Well, how do we know? Well, what we know is that you can get a map of the stars and overlay it. I've told people this a year or two ago, and I've again in more recent broadcasts. Here's my star map, huh? Usually sits over there. Do you know where it is? The black star map? It's not where it normally lives. It always lives the same place. So look at it. Sorry about this, folks. I have everything ready except the star map. Arnie, where's the star map going? It normally lives there.
This one?
Oh, the star map. The black thing with the stars on it.
I no idea. I see the star.
Alright, sorry we had a bit of a tidy up today. Always a bad idea. It normally lives next to me. I like looking at it. Anyway. You've got the stars, the night sky photographed, and you scan that in and plonk it down, and you can have a fiddle with it yourself. You get to match up with the mounds, and especially if you know where all the the burial mounds, the names and all that, it gets more and more interesting. And I think what Steve's really done here now is just taking it another level by showing that the key to it is to look for the Babylonian and Assyrian names. How freaky is that? So hang on, I want to see some suggestions. Come on, how do those? Because it's been costing me a lot of sleep.
The star maps on top of the machine. That's what you're saying.
On top of the machine. Oh, Mummy put it ready for me. Thank you, Mummy.
Many bubbles.
Yeah, hang on. This is the sort of thing you want. This is the one I've been giving out to people for the last couple of years. And it was given to me by Craig Walters. So thank you, Craig. Sorry, credit where credit's due. Craig gave it to me. I'll put it a little bit near, so it's got a bit of glare off this plastic, isn't it? Anyway, you get the idea. I should check the copyright and try and make this available so everyone can have a go. It's not really that difficult. Just wiggle it and plonk it down. What makes it interesting is, and what's going to take time, is to change all those names and constellations to the Babylonian ones, because they do it slightly differently. Obviously the stars don't move, so it should all tie in. So come on, who's got some ideas? How do you seem to have more details of the star map than Alan Wilson? Right, well, for a start, read everything Alan Wilson's done on it, so we got that as our base. Wilson and Blackett haven't got anything wrong. Let me make that very clear, right? They're the geniuses. They're the ones who worked it out. And they're the ones who threw the crumbs down for us to follow. And this is what everyone has to realise here. Wilson and Blackett are very clear, especially Alan. He's almost 90 years old. He is desperate for people to pick up the challenge and take it to the next stage. So if you read a book like Arthur the Walking, not Arthur Walking, the Ark of the Covenant, you'll see there everything about the stars and how you do it. And we'll be having a new book coming out soon about it. Hang on, what are we doing? I'll have a new book coming out soon about it, just talking about star mounds and maps and maybe taking it to this next level. What Wilson and Blackett did was work out how the whole thing works. It's incredible, and it's in their books, all right? But we've got to take it to the next level then, and this is they did not have the technology to use Google Earth and superimpose things, using the graphics packages we use, the numbers of people we got working on it. So it's not a case of claiming, it's just taking it to the next stage. That's all that is. It's a good question, thank you. What else we got there? People in California chatting. Yeah, another provable fact, the ancient Brits come from the Near East, yeah. God, I want more suggestions on how can the mounds be in the right place to match the stars. Got to do my head in. To use a Welsh expression, do my head in.
Maybe the mounds were there first, and then...
Maybe the mounds were there first, that's not possible.
And then a bunch of alien beings came and made the stars.
So with a... See, that's another idea, you see. Fair play to Claire came up with that idea first, where... But I just say as well that maybe the mounds were there, then the stars came. Because the idea that they just went wandering around the world until they finally found hills that all just matched the stars is weird. Building the mounds is, I mean, they're huge. How would you do that? That's crazy. I don't know. People talk about Nephilim and stuff like that. Maybe they helped, or aliens helped, or something. And then what makes it even more dramatic is what Stephen's been doing now. Stephen, well, it's just fantastic. To show that on the ground, place names like Caerphilly and all these other places, St. Mellons, and there's loads, right? Trust me, there's loads. Tie in as well. I don't know. I don't know how you. I don't know how you answer that. What happened there? Just dropped something on the floor. So you can probably see me. All I can see now is this cute little boy, which no one commented on at the beginning. Let's put him on there. The doofus. Thanks, son. So anyone got anything to say? Jesus, Arthur was not Scottish. Well, we look at it. We're looking into Monica. We're looking into these things. A few people have come to me with different information, so you can keep an open mind, alright? Stars aligned to mounds rather than the other way around is intriguing. Yes, thank you. Who's that? Ryder? Could be. Who knows, eh? Who knows? I don't think there's any way of working this one out. I'll be very impressed. South America, yeah, but I agree with you. Is that Patricia? In South America, you got the what do you call it, the Nasdaq things and stuff like that. But it's a lot easier to mark out a trail on the dust in a desert floor than it is to make a looking great 1,000-foot high hill. Because some of them are 1,000 feet or near enough. You know, the gas 9 something or 970 something like that. That's a lot of earth to move. I don't know how you do it.
And it's very big.
Yeah.
It's probably a few thousand tons.
Oh, millions of tons, yeah. Alright, what else we got there? Well, thank you very much, gentlemen. Chris Woods, all ancient cultures are fascinated by the stars, but no one else had this sort of star map, did they? Do I know if the ley lines intersect where the mounds are located? That is an excellent question. Darren Cole, thank you very much. Ley lines, energy lines, dragon flows. Oh, hang on, the microphone's on. The microphone's died. No. Sorry about that. That was just my clumsiness, that was. Darren Cole asked, brilliant question. Do the ley lines and everything intersect with these? Fantastic. I mean, whether it's ley lines or dragon trails or energy lines or whatever you want to call it, there definitely seems to be something there. I think that'd be well worth researching. If someone could get a map of where they all go, see if they tie in with the mounds. It's certainly the case that some of the major churches and religious places and stone circles follow lines. I know we've got some in the group. Ellis, hope it doesn't mind me mentioning his name. He's been researching this in West Wales for a long time, all around the southwest coast, really, Pembrokeshire, Nevern and that. He's following his, the dragon energy there, which is, no one was more cynical than me, load of freaking nonsense going back a year or two, but I don't know. When all the logical answers go out the window, what on earth are you supposed to think of, eh? As above, so below. Alan Rees says Arthur's a Welsh name, not a Scottish name. Well, I don't know how you say that. There's at least 6 Arthurs in the Welsh royal family, so it could be both. But also, you got to remember, what do you mean by Scottish here as well? This is for next week, all right? I'm closing the show now, so I'm not going to give anything major away. So if you need to go, wherever it is, it's almost 9:30, wow, please do so. No big reveals, nothing else going to happen, okay? Just some chat wrapping up while the comments are going. Is that one of the things about Scotland to remember is originally you had the British there, the Alban, Ur Alban, and they were like, you got more evidence of that around Strathclyde, and you got St Gawain, which is Govan in Glasgow, and Gawain was from Cardiff, and he's the auntie of Arthur off the top of my head. I think it's Myrig's first wife, or Tudrig's first wife. Anyway, you could trace all these people. There were strong links. It was all kind of British in those days. And then you had the gradual invasions, because the Scots, I'm sure people know the name's confusing, Scots, but Scots come from Ireland, and then you've got the Picts, and you've got other people, and slowly the British influence became less and less. So when you say Scottish, what do you mean, It's a difficult one. I'm not being rude to Scotland, all right? I'm just saying it's a complicated one. It's going to be good fun for next week. So get all your Scottish friends in, and we'll have a proper ruck next week about whether or not Arthur's Scottish and all that kind of thing. The Scots feared the Welsh war King Arthur. Yeah, like I say, which Scots are we talking about? The Scotii he would have fought against. The British in Scotland are the ones he went to support or reinstate. You've also got the story, of course, when Maelgwn came down, supposed to be 9 sons, 9 brothers, and they carved out their kingdom in Gwynedd after they were kicked out of northern Britain, the Godolphin, all that kind of stuff. So there we go. So I hope you enjoyed that. I mean, it's very different tonight, a little bit heavier than usual. And I hope you all managed to spot who the presenter is in the top right hand corner. Very militaristic looking. And I need to change this camera next week. I like the way my head's poking out, like I've been decapitated. So I have to put that down there a bit so you can see more of me. Alright. So this is where we have the closing music. Did we get the music working in the end, Arnie?
Oh, it's set up and ready.
It's set up and ready. Any idea how I do it?
On it?
Yeah, how am I going to do that?
Click on there. No, let's go on to
4. Do the 4, right, okay. Yeah, okay. Arnie's taking over. Chewing in front of the microphone. That's one of the biggest crimes of all that.
How did it all set up? Where's it gone now?
I know, rubbish, mate. It's rubbish. Rubbish. Come on. Oh, man.
Did you take the USB drive back out?
Yeah, I had to get the microphone to work.
Oh, I put it in there ready.
Ah, well.
And had it all ready, and then you took it back out again.
I did. Right.
It's your fault now.
Yeah, we'll have to make things work, won't I?
Let's just do
7. Start a bit slow. There we go. That's it. Click, click.
Open it.
Just click it. Alright, so a little bit of music. This is coming, opening music. Coming at the end as the closing music. There you go. Alright, subs. All a bit crazy today, and it wasn't through lack of effort, I can assure you. I'm trying to get the show ready since 10 o'clock this morning. I had a conversation with Steve, Darren, special good wishes to Dixie. I want to say again to Joe and Tracy, all the way over in California, if you missed it earlier. Graham King, get to know he's been fantastic. Nice to have another person I'm very pleased and proud to call a friend. It's been a very, very busy few weeks, I tell you. And in many ways, this lockdown has come at a good time because it means we'll stay in here and get these books and videos done. Thank you again to Patricia and everyone to send their prayers and best wishes to Patricia up in Canada, and for all those in California having these terrible fires and climate things to deal with. Awful. Alright everyone. Wow! Well done, thank you. I felt shattered. I was bubbly as usual. But yes, I hope you agree. That is a major revelation. A major revelation. Alright.
Adios.
Adios. I shall leave the music running. I see Arnie's keen to get to bed.
No.
Hopefully this will stay running now. I shall leave it to it. With a Baron Blackett there. I'm just going to read some of the comments. I'm falling behind. I want to say as well, right? It's a bit tetchy in the comments tonight. And someone explained to me that it was Tara. Hello to Tara. Sorry, I should have said hello earlier. That's Graham's partner, Tara. That I can't remember all the astronomical things, but I think it's Mars is in, what's the word? Not escalation. Anyway, there's a negative energy in the air, a very low vibration in the planet at the moment, which is making everyone have arguments and be very divisive and fall out with each other. Don't let it affect you, just remember to try extra hard to share the love, okay? That's what you need to do. You try extra hard to be nice to each other, because everyone's in a bit of a tetchy, have a round mood. You don't need that. Okay, thank you for welcome wishes from Stephen Pollard. There is no lock-up down there, whatever, yeah. No. Does Cadu help at all? Thank you, Smith. Yeah, give him a go. See what happens there, shall we? Amazing guys. We'll start, Darren. Yeah, thanks for your question, mate. Graham King, I'm not on lockdown CC right now. Graham, man, we're broadcasting here, alright? We're going to be in trouble now. Scotty, Caledon, Picts, others. Yeah, Scotland's alright, all mixed. Scotland's a really interesting story, actually, very complicated. Oh, hang on, okay, good. Oh no. What's up in the comments tonight? Everyone's having a go at each other. Oh dear. No, just a few people, there we go. Right. Bang on, Ross boy, Die. Thank you, Joke about Die. Lovely first video, can't wait for the next time. Thanks to Graham for showing me. I'm gonna... Hang on, so I can get all these playing this time, shall we? Oh no, how do you do this?
Oh, you found it.
Well, I didn't really find it. I kind of found the USB card, unplugged my microphone. I didn't, you know. How do I get more than one to open at the same time?
Why would...
So I can leave it running. That's the idea. But I don't think I can. Alright, so good night to everyone from me. Please, if you want to help out, buy some more great star map, Ross. Thank you, Monica. Lovely to hear you all from Germany, Monica. I think Dad has sent some pictures and stuff back. Might have something for you, or spoiling surprises. Oh, that's my radio voice, then. That's what radio DJs do. I've got this album. Well done, Alan. Yeah, night to everyone. No star. Hello. If you would like to support all this activity, it's taking like 25 hours a day to do. You can take a few quid a month into the Patreon account, be good. Or just go to Camera-Glyphics and buy the books, that'll work. All the money gets shared with Wilson and Blackett, just so you know, okay? Alright, good night from me. Da 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 da. Never mind, I might be in bed for my children. So let's all just be nice to each other and share the love, okay? Share the love. Eduk. Oh. Unplug the mic now. Be very careful with shouting on the not a good thing. Oh.